I wouldn't compare it to any curriculum.
Yeah.
This is like life curriculum right there.
Yeah.
You smell the flowers, you eat the food, you talk to people, you hear the different accents, you learn where things come from. And that in itself is the curriculum.
All right, Anna, let's talk about road schooling. And I love this, but I always want to kind of preface this by saying road schooling is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who want to road school, it doesn't cost a ton of money. I think people have this idea that it's like taking this big, crazy, fancy vacation all the time and you have to have tons and tons of money. We are not a family who has ever had a lot of money. And you know, the Lord just provided for the travel that we did. And we are so grateful for the traveling that we were able to do. But we also realized in the process of traveling that this country really is not as big as we thought it once was. I remember living in California and thinking how far New York was. There was something about New York. Now, I had flown to New York, but the idea of driving to New York was always like, seemed so far out of reach. Like we could never drive all the way from California to New York.
It looks very distant.
And then as we've traveled, I've realized this country really isn't that big. I mean, it's big, but it's doable.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful. And it's such a privilege to be able to travel and just see God's amazing creation. And so tell us your story about how you came into road schooling. We have so many similarities. I mean, as we've talked, it's just incredible to see how our lives have paralleled each other. But tell us your story. How did you come to doing this crazy road schooling thing?
It was always a desire of our heart. We are campers. So we camped for a long time, tent camping, almost like 8 years camping. Even with our little babies, we went camping.
Yeah.
So we were troopers. We had the always that love for nature and outdoors and kayaking and all of that.
So, and you did this in Florida?
Yes.
With the bugs?
Well, we know there's seasons. You camp during seasons, but we did make the mistake one time to go on the wrong date. And we couldn't stay for long. Like we stayed one night because of the bugs. So we learned our lesson. There's seasons. So we always plan ahead of the game, and we had various tents, and you get into it and, there's gear and you start getting into the outdoors life. But we always saw RVs around our state parks. So it was kind of like an illusion, like seeing the RV was kind of like very far to reach, and we wanted to do it one day. So we didn't plan actually to do it as it happened. It just was an opportunity that opened up after everybody was locked into their houses and transition started, growing. And it kind of paralleled between the growth of transition into our desire of getting to know the history of the country. And the Lord just allowed us to do that shift during that time. It was the perfect timing, I think, now that we go back and review the story ourselves. So we just transitioned into that desire of our heart, but with intentionality, seeing that it was needed also for us to understand the history. Our children are from here. So everything came together. And so we started, in April, we went full time on road schooling. It's been like a year and a half already, and we still are doing it. We hope we can go to all the states if God allows. But it has been beautiful because along the way, transition, our vision has grown in the process. And we have grown as a family. We have matured in many ways. We have seen how blessed this country is. We have learned about your true history, not from the books, but from life experiences. We have talked to people, learn about the food, learn about the weathers, and the different experiences in every state. There's so much richness. Yeah, it's so worth it to do it. But definitely it comes with some challenges. So, like space is a challenge sometimes. Yeah.
Or things catching on fire. Tell us your story, because this just happened 2 days ago.
Yes. We were driving and one of the brakes actually caught on fire. On your
RV.
Yes. But we were able to see it. Ricardo is very cautious. So he was looking through the mirror and he saw some smoke coming out. So he stopped the RV. He came down and he took the fire extinguisher and he just extinguished the fire. So we had police come and escort us to be fixed. So we had to stop by force for 2 days that were not in the plan. This is the first time this happens to us in a year and a half. But it was a good learning experience too, since this is our like life kind of like we have no option.
Happen. Yeah, right.
So we just left the travel trailer to fix and we went to a hotel. So it was kind of like a small vacation for us. But this is all part of learning for life, you know? So our children got to see how to manage things that you don't plan for. Yeah. So it's all character building there. It's not just the curriculum that we have to do. Mm-hmm. I will say the curriculum is the last thing we worry about.
Yeah.
The blessing is in the process of life skills, communicating, seeing the cops come, and it's exciting at the same time for the kids. What did we do? And it's like a movie.
Oh, great!
Thing.
Mom and Dad are going to jail.
And it's I wouldn't compare it to any curriculum. Yeah. This is like life curriculum right there. Yeah, you smell the flowers, you eat the food, you talk to people, you hear the different accents, you learn where things come from, and that in itself is the curriculum. That in itself is what you need your children to start valuing from an early age. Yeah. So we consider ourselves very blessed that at this age of our children, they are learning about their country, they're learning about values, they're learning about the Constitution. Yeah. We had to learn it too because we're coming from other countries. And so we are learning alongside with them, and we are helping build that into them. And we're also transferring it to our community as we start talking about homeschooling. Yeah. So everything came together. And what we do is we go back to Florida. We are Floridians still. Our office is in Florida.
You have your home base.
Yes. But we are traveling definitely a lot. We have already crossed 20 states, and we hope we can finish the round. We plan for it. God allowing, we will do. But it has truly been like a dream come true. It may sound cliche or something, but it's really something we wanted since we were campers, and now we're living it. And it's a tremendous, tremendous way of living.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.